looks like we are back and on. So, this is going to be the second attempt at running Scenario 5 for Lobotomy 2, base game and all. So, looks like everything's set up, and we will start by reading the story, and then we'll move on from there. So, the prologue is, you never did like running. Not when you were at school, forced to do it for physical education. Not when you were trying to keep healthy, forced to do it by loved ones urging you to look after yourself. But, most of all, not now. Not when you're forced to do it by the hunting party closing in on you. Maybe those years of physical ed and familial nagging were some sort of use after all. They certainly helped get you ready to run as you do now, to run as fast as your legs can move you, away from the maniac running through this asylum and its devil dogs, to run as if your life depends on it. Your legs grow weak, the lactic acid creating a painful crescendo. But despite the pain, the terrifying laughter and the barking from behind you drive you on, the instinct for survival pushing you. Though your terror drove your rush to escape, you don't believe it compromised your decision making or spatial awareness. You still know what you're escaping from and where you're heading. Looking up, you realize you were wrong. In an effort to lose the dog creatures and to avoid being seen, you decided to run through the forest, away from the hospital buildings. You should still be deep in the woods. You shouldn't leave the woods for a good 20 minutes or more. You certainly shouldn't be coming out of the trees, up to some small group of buildings, looking like some sort of shanty town or small village. But that is where you find yourself now. The atmosphere here is oppressing, in a very different way to the asylum or the woods you just left. Though there is no one definitive danger sign, the lack of people and everyday sounds, the musty, decaying smell, and the bleached bones littering the ground all point to inhabitants you may be better avoiding. You hear the chilling laughter again. It might be slightly quieter, slightly further away than it was before, but only slightly. You've managed to put a little distance between you and the hunt, but you're still close enough that continuing onward through this village is your only option. Okay. So we don't have normal turns that we'd normally do the hunt track for. Instead, the hunt master is actually going to be on the board. So he shows up on turn 2 and then moves a specific route through. If he ever is on the same square as we are, we take 5 damage. We can try to defend against it, but he does not roll. That's just an automatic 5 damage. We're trying to prevent as much as we can. Okay, so since there is no hunt track, we can go insane. Sorry. We can go insane as soon as we get enough insanity and we complete their personal quests. So we don't have to wait till like turn 6 in order to go insane. Let's see. Huntmaster does not count towards fleet conditions. So we can move from the space that he's on or that we can go through. But we can't stop or we get attacked. Actually, if we try to go through, we'll get attacked too. But it doesn't prevent us from going through the square. Okay, so actually I need Second one out too. Yep, no, that was the test. Okay. So, we have our episode cards over here. We start with 1, 2, and 3. So we do have some rocks out. You can't enter a space containing rocks. You can remove the rocks from an adjacent space with a strength test. It takes the amount of characters playing plus 2. So we got 4 characters, so it's going to take 6 successes to move the rock. But you can accumulate those over multiple tests and by multiple characters. So just not one person, just not one shot. You can just keep redoing the test, but it'll take 1 action each time you do it. If the Hunt Master is about to enter a space containing a rock, he removes the rock but loses 1 space of movement. So he removes 2 spaces each round. If he has to go through the rock, it takes him 1 of his 2 movements to go through the rock. He removes the rock but loses the 1 movement. Monsters can't be on or pass through spaces that contain rock either. So we can't pass through the rock, they can't pass through the rock. Only the Hunt Master will be able to kind of bulldoze it out. So there are traps around. So when a character without stealth or ethereal movement enters a space containing a trap, remove the trap and roll a red die. Then that's what the second card does. We'll tell you what happens with that said trap. So if you can move with stealth onto, you don't trigger the trap. Otherwise you do. And then all the rest are just depending on spawns and if we trigger trap, which we'll come to because I'm sure we'll trigger a few of them. So right now we are running Ian McFellow as the first guy. Joanne Justice is the second player. Maddie Maxwell is the third. Wicked Jimmy is the fourth. So we have everybody set up and all good to go. The Hunt Master will pop onto the square that we are starting on second round. So this first round, we can do what we can do and try to move and get some stuff done. Each of the little letters has a story behind it and lets us do certain things. So for the first thing we're going to do is Ian, since he has a spell scroll that can do range of 2, and that is for intelligence, and that is his primary, he gets 3 green dice. The Stady gets a brown and a blue for defense. So let us see what we can do. So Ian's first action, is a whole bunch of nothing. He whiffs on every possibility that he could do. He doesn't get any rerolls, but he does get 3 insanity. He does have one of his disorders is multiple symptoms. So I can upgrade a weapon without spending any junk, which I can upgrade his spell scroll, which I might do. Restore 5 life to a character within 3 squares. Doesn't have to have line of sight, or I can draw an equipment card. I think I'm going to, and it's a 4 cooldown. So for the second action, I'm actually going to trigger that. First time I tried to do this, I had a heck of a lot better start, but we do what we do. And we will upgrade the spell scroll. So that way if I get any lightning bolts, I will get a success on it anyway. So the steady blocked with 3. So one more chance. So for his last action, Ian McFellow is going to try again to shoot. So turned out much better for him this time. So we got a lightning bolt, which is going to be twofold, but he got a success and a lightning bolt. If I didn't upgrade that spell scroll, the trooper would still be alive because the trooper did roll 1 defense. But I have 2 against him, and he only has 1 life. So steady goes. So he gains 1 for sanity for that, 2 more sanity for his roll. He can't flip to his insane side because he has to die once to have that happen. But I'm thinking I am going to actually boost his intelligence because it takes 6 sanity to either get another disorder, you can hold up to 4, or you can boost one of your stats. And since he also got a lightning bolt, he can use his eagle form. So in any roll, no matter what type of roll, passively you can do it once per round. Blink 1 after a resolution. 1 character on your space may blink 1 to the same space as you. So I can drag 1 other person with me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Wicked Jimmy with us, and we are blinking 1 space behind. So I did succeed in what I was hoping to do, which is use the blink to bypass a lot of the traps for at least those 2. Then we will move on to the next person. So Joanna Justice is the next person. She doesn't have much more to do besides, I guess, move 2 and try our luck with the trap. So first action, move 2, trigger trap. So we roll a red die, and we see what happens. Oh, lordy. Okay, agility. She's got 3 agility, so she gets 3 blue die. So we are taking a agility test of 3, so she needs 3 successes or more. If you fail, you triggered an avalanche of rocks. All monsters on those spaces are dead. The characters there suffer an attack of 2 red. This trap can only appear once per game. Okay. So this will trigger only once. She has a blue drug, so if she uses that, I can roll another blue die if I really want to succeed in this. Which I really, really do, but I don't know. You know what? I'm going to spend... This is turning out exactly how the first time it went. So I got one success. There we go. I got 3 successes. So I did not trigger any rocks to fall. Yep, okay. So she gets 1 sanity because of her roll. She succeeded in not causing an avalanche. So we are grateful because last time we put the rocks right there and then had to dig our way through them, which was just so much fun. So, second action for her. She didn't get enough sanity to do her leap action. So, he's going to move up here. And third action is going to actually be fight. Yeah, I'll move her up there. Fight the warden. So the warden is 2 blue. She's got 3 green. Warden has 1 automatic defense. She does have fatality, which adds critical and piercing to an attack against the monster on your space. I can spend 1 sanity to add 2, which I think I'm actually going to do. So I'll spend her 1 sanity. I'll tick down fatality. It's got a 3 turn cooldown. What this is going to allow me to do is 1 action point for a weapon attack. Said I add critical, which means any wounds that get through his defense are doubled. And piercing, which means I remove the highest defensive dice that he has when he rolls. I'm spending 1 sanity to add 2 green die, so I'm up to 5. If this attack defeats the monster, I get 2 life back and I get to draw 2 junk, which he is an elite, so I will automatically draw 1 junk anyway from him, so that would be 3 junk that she can get. So right now she's using her sling, which may reroll 1 die. So she's got 5 versus 2 blue and 1 automatic defense. So she has... So piercing is going to take away the shield. So he is only blocking 1 and he has 2 life. So I just need 3 success. And I got 3, 4, 5 success and a sanity. I'm going to reroll this success. Yeah, I got even more success. Didn't really need that. So that will kill him off. I will heal 2, but I don't have any damage. But I gain 1 sanity for my roll. I gain 1 sanity for killing him. I gain 2 junk from using fatality. And I gain 1 junk for killing the elite. So she gets wood. She gets glass bottle. And she gets paper. Now she already has 1 inane defense. And her trigger, her personal quest is prevent 10 damage. Actually, what I'm thinking of doing is I'm going to use all 3 and upgrade her straight jacket at the higher end, so next time all she has to do is 2. But she gets 2 blue dice for her defense now. That was all 3 of her actions, because that was move, had to take the test, move, and then we did the attack. So she finished all 3 of hers. Now Maddie Maxwell is going to not do much here besides, that's 1 action, 2 action. 3rd action gets on there, but she has her innate ability of Bionic Arm, which is for 0 actions, 0 sanity, gain a basic attack. You may reroll any number of dice. So she is going to use 3 green for a broken glass bottle against the dog, which is just 1 blue. So she has 2 success versus 1 block. We're going to keep that because she gains 1 sanity for her roll and 1 sanity for taking the dog out. I will put that and click it to 1 because she needs to kill 3 monsters using her Bionic Arm in order for her to possibly flip to her insane side. So that was 3 actions to get her all the way up there and do that. So the next person we have is Wicked Jimmy. Now, Wicked Jimmy's first action is going to be search that lovely little chest right next to us. So he has 3 imagination, but he does have, thanks to his fixation disorder, I add a blue die for any search actions. So he is going to search. He doesn't get any junk for free, but it's 2 successes a weapon, 2 successes in equipment, 1 success is a drug. So we are going to see what we can find with Jimmy. Wow, Jimmy. Jimmy only gets 1, so I'm not even going to be able to get. I can only get a drug. He gains a sanity. I was really hoping for equipment or weapon. But we take what we take. Okay, so that was his first action. Second is going to be move. So we open the door as first move action. Second move action is move in. Third action is move down to D. Which now we have a story. So D gives us a dead end. Oh, come on. Give me a break. A dead end? Not even a door or a window to escape through? You're obviously in a kitchen. Surely not having any means of escape makes it nothing but a death trap if there's a fire. You could laugh at considering fire safety regulations if it didn't leave you trapped here. Wait a minute. What's that? The wall looks damaged. Slightly broken. Maybe you could break through somehow. So we have story event card 5. What story event card 5 will now say is you can break through the wall in a similar way to clearing rocks by testing your strength for a total number of successful equals to many players playing +3. Each of these tests cost 1 action point. Additionally, you may discard any non-basic weapon to add 5 successes to this test. If you manage to break through, put a breach token in any one wall on this space and discard letter D. Okay, so now gave us the ability to try to punch our way through there. So D comes off. And sorry, we leave D on until we break through the wall. But that took his third action to get all the way down there, so I have no more actions to do that. So what we are at now is first spawn. I'm trying to remember if he actually comes onto the board this turn, or if it's the next turn he comes onto the board. Okay. Okay, yep. So he comes onto the board this round, but he does not move or do anything. Now we spawn. So first spawn is on Ian McFellow, which gets a trooper. Unfortunately, the trooper goes right in between. Actually, okay, before we spawn, we need to move enemies. We don't have many enemies left at the moment. Don't worry, we'll fix that. Second one, Joanne Justice gets a dog. Maddie Maxwell gets a trooper. So now we gotta go grab some more guys. Maddie Maxwell gets a trooper right there. We'll throw out more of these at the moment, just that way we have them. Didn't start with too many, but I'm sure we'll spawn plenty more. Okay. So that was Maddie Maxwell. And the last is Wicked Jimmy. He spawns a orderly. Orderly spawns and is actually stuck, so I am perfectly fine with that. So now that was the first round of spawning and moving. Now it looks like we have Joanne Justice is going to take a couple attacks. So she gets 2 blue die. And on top of that, she has 1 innate block. And we will do... it's going to be 2 green no matter what. So we will do, I guess, Stady first. And then we'll do dog. So the Stady... Oh, stupid Stady. Stady poisoned Joanne for 1 strength. Which kind of sucks because we're trying to do strength tests to get through some of these blocks here, but she blocked all the damage. So she did block 2. And now the dog gets 1 automatic success because he's the second enemy attacking her in the same round. So he gets a second success with the lightning bolt. She has 1 innate block, so she takes 1. No, she takes 2 damage because he has 1 automatic success. But she's blocked 3 of the 10 that she needs to block for her personal quest. So, now we move on down. Cooldowns pop off of abilities. Joanne's here with 2. Wouldn't have been too bad to do that, but that's fine. Okay, she is going to do her sling against the doggy. So 3 green, 1 blue. And she definitely overpowers him. He didn't have any block, didn't dodge. I can reroll 1. I'm going to reroll this 2. Still not get anything more than I really wanted. So I gain 1 sanity and take the dog out. Okay, now I should have done it the other way, but oh well. The second action is going to be against the trooper. Brown and blue for defense, against 3 green, against her slingshot, which he has 2 block. I got 3 success and a blank, so I reroll the blank. Got more success, didn't get any more sanity. I was hoping for sanity. So she gets 1 more sanity for killing him. That was second action. Third action is just gonna move on with her there, which doesn't do us much. But now begins Maddie Maxwell. She is going to do a strength test, which she has 3 strength. We need 6 to bust down this rock and get through. So she's got 1 success. Second action is another test. One more success, but she gets a sanity. So we're only at 2 successes so far. This ain't boding well. What I think I'm going to do is use her 3 sanity at the moment to increase any attribute by 1 for my next action. So I'm going to increase my strength for this next action for this test. Gives me 4 blue die. So that we finally got 2, 4, 5. More than enough successes to actually remove the rubble. So the rubble is gone. But it took all of her actions to remove the rubble. Now we're at Wicked Jimmy. So for the first point of Wicked Jimmy, we are going to go shoot. Damn it. There goes my die. Gonna shoot at the stadium. Because Wicked Jimmy's one passive ability is Headshot, which is add 1 automatic success when attacking a monster that is not in your space. So my sling allows me to do 1 space away. So we have 1 blue, 1 brown versus 3 green. So I get to reroll 1. Joe will reroll this one. That was blank. Still comes up blank. So I got 2 success against 2 shield. But since I have an automatic success against him, that would be 3 success versus 2 shield. He only has 1 life, so he does die. So I gain the sanity. And then we drop down to, he only has 2 strength. So we are trying for the strength test. We need 7. So I got 1 plus a sanity. And we'll try 2 more. So we got 3 successes on this. So 3 successes out of 7. So that was all 3 of Wicked Jimmy's turns. So now we're going to go Ian McFellow. First action, move 2 down to here to D. Second action, he has 2 strength also. So he's trying the test. He's got 1 success. And he gains 1 sanity. So we're up to 4 success. And last time. Da, 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 da. Okay. So that was the second action. Third action is going to be trying again for the strength test. He got 2 more success. So it looks like we were at 5 success right now. Nope, 6 success. Missed it by 1. Because we need 7 for that one. So that was all of his actions. So our next course is he moves 2, he moves 1, he moves 2, he moves 2, he cannot move, and that is all we have on the board for movement. Now we do spawns. So Joanna Justice, Doggy, that one is behind him. Maddie Maxwell is Stady, right there. That is Wicked Jimmy, Doggy. Then reshuffle the deck for Ian McFellow. So nothing spawns for him. We just reshuffle the spawn deck again. So we are now at the attack phase, which we only have 1 dog attacking. But he is going to attack Maddie Maxwell because she has less life than Joanna Justice at the moment. So the enemies always attack the lowest health person. No matter if that's not how you want it to happen, that's the way it is. So Maddie Maxwell has 1 blue die. The Hellhound, 2 green die. And we have 2 successful hit. So she's going to take 2 damage. She rolled a sanity, so she gains 1 of that at least. And we are on to the next round, which means Maddie Maxwell actually gets to go first. Okay, so Maddie Maxwell is going to fight against the dog. She is going to use her bionic arm. So she gets a free basic attack. I can reroll any number of the dice. Doggy has 1 blue for defense. So right now I got 1 success against no block, so that will kill the dog. Oh, almost forgot. Got to tick down my abilities. Don't want to forget that. So she gains 2 sanity for her rolls and 1 sanity for the kill. And she ticks up to 2 of the 3 ones she has to kill using her bionic arm. I think I'm going to actually use her ability that she can use once per round, which is Fast and Furious. After defeating a monster, spend 1 sanity to move 1 with stealth. So I get to move forward anyway. Unfortunately, she's going to have to trigger this. So for her first action is actually going to step onto C, which we will then read Story C. Village of the Damned Dogs. The path you are on leads further through the village, but beyond that you can make out what appears to be a ruined part of the hospital. But shouldn't the hospital be far behind you? How can it be that wherever you go, you always end up heading towards parts of the damned place? You're probably heading in some other direction if you weren't so pressed for time with the hunt master's laughter and threats growing ever louder. So now we get to take C and populate with enemies all of this area. So now with that, Stady is also right there. We get a dog inside. Get Stady right on top of us. We get an orderly right there. Get an orderly behind the blockade. Doggy sitting on top of the car. Get a Stady down there. And it looks like a Stady over there. Oh, can't forget the doggy in there. Okay, Stady, doggy, doggy, trooper. Him, and both of those. Okay. So that was her first movement. Her second movement is down here. So that was her first actual action. I don't know if I want to step on that or if I want to try to go down through here. I'm going to try to see what E says. I haven't seen what that said. So second action is open the door and move in. Third action is going to be taking on the doggy. So 2 success against no block. So we take out the doggy. I gain a sanity for that. And that was the end of her attack, all her round. So then starts Wicked Jimmy. Got a trooper on us. I can't get away from him because you need 3 strength or you take 1 damage if you try to get off of the spot. So 1 blue, 1 brown, 3 green. I don't get any automatic success because he is on the spot that we are on. So he's got 2 block. I get 1 reroll. So I reroll this one. It's still blank. I'm going to use one of my drugs that I got, which gives me another green die. So I'll roll that. And I get a success for that. So the drug came in handy. So he had 2 block. I got 3 success. So I took out him. So I gain 1 sanity. Okay. Now, 2 strength test. Second action. And I get a complete whiff. Third action. Same test. I get 2 success. So, we broke through. So I get to put a breach on one of the walls. Gee, I wonder where I'm going to put the breached wall on. So we're breaching our way through this way. So D comes off, broke on through to the other side. But that was his third action, so he can't do anything. Next is going to be Ian. So Ian's going to have the fun of moving onto the trap. Do I want to move on to the trap yet? No, first we're going to do this. Ian has got a range of 2 with his spell scroll, so he is going to use his spell scroll. He can hit the orderly around the corner there. So that is, no he can't. Nope, yeah, I gotta do this first. So, trappity trap trap. So, I get a 2, so it's a brain test. Oh, of course. So, brain test. If you fail, you're hit by a swinging, spiked log and a rope, suffering 2 red and stunned attack. If you pass, but there's another character in range of 1, they must also take this test. Okay, so he has actually 4 for brain, so he needs 3 success. Look at Jimmy's kind of dumb. Look at Jimmy's going to take a 1 to the face, I can almost guarantee. But let's see if Ian first passes. Ian does not. He'll gain 2 sanity. I mean, I could use this blue drug to try to pass, but at this point, I don't really feel like Wicked Jimmy taking a beating to the noggin. So this is 2 red plus a stun. Which actually, that was just 2. He just takes 2 damage. He's stunned. So I have to use one of my action points to unstun him. So since that was his first action moving on there, doing all that, second action is now gone. I have 1 action left, which is going to be use his spell scroll against the orderly like I was hoping to do before. So now for the last action for Ian is beat the crap out of the orderly because he did get 2, 4, 5 successes. So orderly dies. I gain a sanity for that, plus I gain a piece of junk for taking out said orderly. I think somebody else took out an orderly earlier that I completely forgot about grabbing junk for. Or maybe not, I don't think we fought too many orderlies. Nah, I took the 1 junk for that one. So he gains 1 junk. Actually, I think... Okay. No, Joanne was the one that took out the other orderly. Okay, so that was the 3 actions for Ian. We're down to 3 actions for Joanna Justice. So, She only has range of 1. She does have that leap for 2 movement, then gain an attack action, but I don't have anybody in those ranges that would succeed unless I stopped early, which I don't really want to do. I'd have to attack first there, but I first have to move, then I take the action. So, first action 1, second action 2, third action is here, an open door. All she did was run all the way down and do stuff. Okay. Okay. Well, that was all of their turns. So, he moves, he moves, he moves, he moves, he moves, he'll move, he'll move, he'll move, he can't move, he can't move. This will move on. And these guys can move. Okay, so we got a dog on Maddie Maxwell, and we got a dog on Ian McFellow. But first, we gotta do spawns. Maddie Maxwell. She spawns orderly. We're getting a nice grouping right in there. It's gonna suck when they finally break through that. So, Wicked Jimmy. Stady. Right with the doggy in there. Ian McFellow. Doggy. He's actually in... Wait. Nope. Doggy right there. And Joanna Justice. She's got a Stady. Right there. Okay, so, still, nothing changed besides, yep. So, Maddie Maxwell and Ian McFellow. So, doggy gets 2 against 1 blue. Yep. So, we'll do Maddie Maxwell first. And she blocks it all. So nothing happens to Maddie Maxwell. Ian. Good old Ian McFellow. Same thing. Blocks it all. Dog doesn't even get any type of an attack on. So, all damage is negated. Didn't take any damage. We move on to the next round, which is Wicked Jimmy gets to go. All of these abilities tick down again. So, my fatality is now up again for Joanna Justice. Multiple symptoms for Ian, still has 1 more round to go. But first off, we have Wicked Jimmy. Wicked Jimmy's got his sling. Wicked Jimmy's going to use his sling against the doggy. That's on Ian. First action. Dog dodges. Since he's going to dodge, I'm going to reroll this anyway. At least came up with something out of that. If he didn't dodge, I would have just barely killed him, but yeah. Wicked Jimmy is now at 6. So I think what Wicked Jimmy's going to do is boost his agility. So that way I get an extra dice. So, second attack. Same dog. Okay, dog blocked 1. But look at Jimmy. Got 3 success. And I'm going to re-roll this blank one. There we go. So I got 3 sanity back. 2 for my rolls, 1 for taking the dog out. And then he's got 1 more action. Yeah. So he's moving 2. We move down to there. So next is going to be Mr. Ian McFellow. Yeah, we're going to do it that way. So he is going to do movement 1, 2, 1. Then his last action is going to be search. Now, thanks to Jimmy's fixation ability, as whenever another character in range 2, line of sight not required, searches a locker, you also search it. So Ian's going to search this one. He doesn't gain any junk, but he needs 2 success for a weapon or a drug, 3 success for an equipment. And he has 3 imagination, so he has 3 blue die. So he goes first. Then Wicked Jimmy gets to search. So Ian. Oh, wow, Ian. Ian cleans up. He got 6 success. So I can do weapon and equipment, which is probably what I'm going to do, or equipment and drug, or weapon and drug. 1 more success, but he couldn't get any more successes than what he did. Would have netted him everything. So we're going to do weapon. Of course. He gets a polearm, which requires strength, which he does not have near enough of to really make use of. But the nice thing is it's kind of a range attack. We'll give piercing and oh man, that would just be awesome all over. If I could get his strength up, or I could get that to Matty Maxwell. And then equipment. Of course, he gets the Courier's Lost package. You can only have up to 6 items on you. You can have 2 weapons equipped at all times, only 1 defensive weapon, 6 items in total, not including your starting weapons and equipment. So I got Courier's Lost package. Reusable, I can tap the package to transfer this card and any number of weapon, equipment, drugs, and junk to any character. So truthfully, I could kick that to Matty Maxwell, which I'm really thinking I might kick the polearm to Matty Maxwell. I would have to discard 2 junk to untap the Courier's Lost package, and then she could use that to move stuff around. So right now, I think I will use that. Well, I gotta hold on first. Let's first finish taking care of all of this. That's what his search led to. Now, Wicked Jimmy gets to search also. Plus he gets 1 extra blue die. He already has 3 imagination also. So he gets let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5. He gets 5 success. So he can do the same thing. So we'll do weapon and equipment. So weapon for Wicked Jimmy is a strength weapon also. Flail of Seven Sins. Not one I'm really going to be using because he would need to get his strength up. But equipment, come on, do something good. Mask of the Devil. Reusable. Okay, well, I mean, the positive for that is it's not equipment, but it adds 2 automatic blocks for defense. Sucks because my health is now reduced by 3. I can tap to reduce one of my disorders by 1. And I can untap it with discarding 2 junk. Just sucks that it makes him even weaker. But I gain defense, but my max life is now a lot lower. Okay. That was the end of the search. That was both of them. Now, Ian. That was 1, 2. And then search was the third. He did roll lightning bolts. I'm not dropping him to H, but I will drop him to F, because we've not seen what F does yet. And I was also going to transfer this over to her. So that is what she has. Now let us see what F has to say. Because I kind of skipped F the last time I played. Okay, so, weird place to die. Cutting through the toilets, you're surprised to see another of the strangely decayed military corpses. Unusually, though, this one has a small briefcase next to them. The case is open and full of files. Some of them look partially burned and damaged, almost as if someone tried to destroy them before they were rescued and placed in this case. If someone tried to destroy the notes, maybe they're very important, or very dangerous. You wonder if it's worth trying to decipher them. Okay, if you decide to leave the note alone, just leave letter F there for any other character to interact with. I think we're going to try to read the notes. So it is discard letter token F, and we are taking a brain test of 3. Okay, so let us remove F. Brain test for Ian, who is already up to 4, so he just needs 3 successes. Plus I have a drug if I really need to enhance. Nope, I got 3 successes. So we succeeded. Now, don't know if it's good if we succeeded. So, we read paragraph F1. Weird war. You never were fantastic at foreign languages, and the papers are quite damaged. But from what little you can read and interpret from the images, diagrams, maps, and tables, it looks like some sort of army unit was stationed here during the war. Not a regular army unit, though. It did bring a good number of regular troops with it. This unit seems to have been mainly doctors or scientists. You can't quite tell which. And they must have had some sort of deal with the warden. Though during wartime, that deal may have just been comply or die. However they did it, it appears that they had access to patients, and maybe prisoners of war? It's hard to tell. For various kinds of bizarre research and experiments. The notes seem to cover everything from combat-enhancing drugs, mechanized armor, and implanted guns, to even weirder, like apparent attempts to harness lycanthropy or vampirism. There are several maps of the hospital, or what is nearly the hospital. Each is slightly different to the others. Some have the rooms subtly rearranged. Some have an extra wing or miss a corridor. Yet others look like they were merely drawn from memory by someone who had been told about the hospital. You could almost think that they were other, similar hospitals, except the number of features matching exactly suggests otherwise. Each has one or more handwritten annotations, arrows pointing to parts of the map with various crossed out labels, seemingly in several languages. Hertz, Courier, Hart, and more. Each one seems to be labeling a potential position of the heart of the building, yet none are at the center of the map. As you continue reading, the notes are increasingly damaged and harder to make sense of. Worst of all are the handwritten notes, which also seem to be deteriorating in content as if the author's body, or maybe their mind, was failing. The last papers seem to descend into a pseudo-scientific gibberish, for the most part, but feature a multi-page table with one column denoting opening number 1, opening number 2, and so on. Each of these rows have masses of intelligible notes ending in one word, fail. Each of them, except for the last one, that is. The row for opening number 17 just says success, but somebody has scrawled underneath it, this may be our end. So, he gains +1 to wisdom and 2 sanity, and all the other characters gain 1 sanity. So that just pumped him up even higher. So, let's see. She's 1, 2, 3, 4. She's at 5. She's at 5. He's at 4. And he gains 2. Puts him at max. He's at max. Really trying to think if I should pop him. To go up another one. You know what? Might as well. I'm going to spend all my sanity to finish upgrading him again. So he's at 6. 6 intelligence. Dang. Okay. That was the end of all the round. Okay. So, now it is movement for the warden. He moves. He moves. The doggy moves. This doggy runs forward. He moves forward. He can move there. They can't move. Actually, he'll move there and he'll move there. So they actually have somebody to go against. He can't make it past the blocks, but he can now make it to him. So, we now have Doggy and Stady on Maddie Maxwell. And we have Stady on Ian McPhillo. Okay. So, we do the spawns first. Wicked Jimmy. Spawn and Doggy. Yep. Ian McPhillo. Shoot. Gets an event 3. So, on events 1 through 5, spawn a daddy's boy. So we did not get event 4 or 5, which puts a trap under each of the Daddy's Boys. So Daddy's Boy spawns. Right there. Great. And I just gotta see. Daddy's Boy does not have ranged. Okay, so we're good that way. So that was Ian. First time we're seeing a Daddy's Boy. Stady for Joanne Justice. Kind of trying to block our way. And Maddie Maxwell. Orderly in the same spot. Okay. That's bad because Orderly does actually have range. So he's going to be going for Joanne Justice. Which, I mean, good but bad. She needs to block some more damage to possibly switch to her insane side. She hasn't got much opportunity to do that, but okay. So we are gonna do, might as well do Ian first. We'll do Ian first. Ian gets 1 green against 2 green for Stady, 1 blue for Ian. And he ends up taking 2 damage. Okay, we're going to leave it at that. So he is down to 2 life. We will do Orderly. Looks like a red and green. Against Joanna Justice, which is 2 blue and an automatic defense. So she doesn't have any other, and so that is 5 success against 2 block. So that'll get her up to that 2 block, so that's 3 more damage to her. So she is halfway dead. And then we have Stady and Doggy against Maddie Maxwell, which is only 1 blue die. So we'll do Stady first. She blocks 1 of the 3 coming in, so she takes 2. She's at 4. Then Doggy attacks, automatic success for 1. That's 4 damage coming to her, so that would be enough to kill her off. So she dies. So he moves forward 2 more spaces. Okay. Now we switch over to Ian. All these tick down. I mean, I could trigger the multiple symptoms just to heal them all the way up for 1 action. Joanne's the only other one really damaged, but he is going to trigger his multiple symptoms. I was hoping to do more towards upgrading or getting better equipment. But I'm going to trigger that to heal 5, which he has 4 on him. So that was his first action. Second action is going to be taking out the statey that's on his board here. So I have 6. So he gets 6 green die versus a blue and brown against the statey in his room. So, out of all those rolls, I get 1 block, 2 success, and a sanity. So I gain 2 sanity. I took out that trooper. That was the second action. Third action is open the door, go on through. Never read the G over there. I know what H is going to do to me. So, gonna wait. Joanne Justice. I'll tell you what, we're gonna stand up Maddie Maxwell just to see where she's gonna go. So she spawns in the screwed spot. Awesome. Oh. Okay, so Joanne Justice can do ranged. She can also search. So I'm thinking she's going to do ranged. Going to try her luck against the orderly. She's got the sling. No, can't do Smite of Zeus. She needs 1 more sanity to do that. So, okay, first off, we will sling at, you want to sling at the orderly? Yeah, we're going to sling at the orderly. Actually, we're going to sling at the orderly with fatality again. So I'm spending 1 to add 2 more green die. I also do get critical and piercing against the orderly. So we'll go with this way. So he has 1 block, 1 innate block. I still get to reroll 1 die, which this was blank, so I'll reroll that one. Gives me more than enough successes. I'm at 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes against 2 block. So that will take him out. Now, the really nice thing is it's going to net me a sanity. So I gain my sanity back for going up against him. It is going to net me 1 junk from taking out a elite. And then thanks to my fatality, I get to take 2 more junk, and I will heal 2 damage. So, the amount of junk that I have now, I think I will put 2 junk back. And for her, I'm actually going to upgrade her straight jacket 1 more time. I really think about doing the sling, but right now she kind of needs the defense. So She heals 2. She was at 5. So she's now at 3. This ticks down. This has 3 cooldown for that. So that was her first action. Second action. Do I want to search that? Almost want to, because if she can get something good. She's got 2 imagination, so we're going to try to search. We'll risk it. Well, positive side is she is going to get a piece of junk anyway. So that is on the positive side. And 2 imagination. Let's see if she gets anything else. Maybe equipment. Nope. She gets nothing else but a sanity. So that puts her at 6. She's halfway there with that. I'm trying to think if I want to hold off on triggering anything special with her that way. So I'd use the 6 and get her agility up. That'll give me 1 extra die for my sling. But if I could block enough, I might let her go while I could do my leap, which is probably what I'm going to do anyway. So spend 2 sanity. Going to leap, but not take damage, so I'm only leaping in here, even though I do want to get to E. And I'm doing an attack. So 3 green versus brown and blue. Maybe I should have upped their agility. Well, he's got 3 defense. We'll reroll this. And I still got nothing. So yep, he completely blocked all of her attack. So, okay. That was Joanne's turn. We are now at Maddie Maxwell's turn, which is interesting. So, I am going to end up using, because Broken Glass does 1 less than what the polearm does. So I'm definitely going to use the polearm. But I'm still looking at, do I want to use the bionic arm for this? Ooh. So 0 AP weapon attack with assault. Okay, so I'm thinking I'm going to do assault. So I'm going to use 1 of her sanity. I'm going to trigger the assault here, which is a 4 cooldown. It costs me 0 action points for a weapon attack. Spent the 1 sanity to add a green die. So that's going to give me 4 dice for my polearm. Against 2 blue for the orderly, but it's piercing. So I get to remove the highest defensive die that he rolls. So at this point, he has 1 innate block. He didn't block anything else. And I got a crap ton of successes and a sanity. So I'm going to get 2 sanity. So that puts me at 6. I wish I could use the stealth to get out of here, but I'm surrounded by rock, so there's not much I can do about that. So, took out one. I got my sanity. I get a piece of junk. Now I'm trying to figure if I want to bank on being able to take him out with my bionic arm, or do I try to ramp so my pole arm, I could pop all of that stuff down there too. I think I'm gonna just do it that way. Spend all 6 sanity and up my strength. Because she's also gonna need strength to try to get past these rocks. So, that was a weapon attack. Cost nothing except for time. Now, I'm going to actually use my bionic arm, which is gain basic attack, and reroll any number of dice. So we're going up against the next orderly. So I have 3 success, 1 block. I can reroll this one. I can still use a red die if I need to. Dang it. I can use my red pill. Because I need just 1 more success. Oh, got my 1 more success because they have 2 life. So that's 1 block, 1 innate block, so that's 2. But I do 4, which takes him out, which nets me sanity and a junk. What do I get? What do I get? Oh, it's one of the 2 that I want. Well, I want them all, but if I can get a tube, which Joanna Justice has, I can actually improve this pole arm. That will give me 1 lightning bolt equals 4 successes. Dang. Well, I killed him with my bionic arm. So I am now up to 3. As soon as I get 6 sanity, I can actually flip her. Now that she has 4 strength, she is now doing the tests for that rock because I need to get past that. Okay. First of the tests, I need 6. Well, she's got 4. So, second actual action. We're up to 5. Third action. Why couldn't you roll that on the first time? Right, there's 6. So we took that one out. Okay. Oh, sorry. That was all of Matty Maxwell's actions. Then we are down to Wicked Jimmy. So I could try to take out the Daddy's Boy. It's got 4 life, 2 movement, so he can move good. He has no block unless he gets lightning bolts. It looks like he's just 2 brown blocking, but all red are changed to green when fighting Daddy's boy. I think he is going to be one of our detriments to try to get past. I think Wicked Jimmy's got a good enough chance of success against him, maybe. So we're going to do Wicked Jimmy. He's got 4 with the sling against 2 brown. So first action, going up against Daddy's boy. So I only have 1 success versus 3, 4, 5 defense. Well, what am I at with? I'll roll this one because I get to reroll 1 die. It's only going to be 2 success, but I gain 2 sanity. So that nips me at max for sanity. So I'm thinking I'm going to blow 5 my sanity. I'm going to use my curving bullet, which unfortunately is still going to be 3 green, but it is attack any monster with 3 green, piercing, and any lightning bolts are success. I'm going to do that against the Daddy's boy right there. Holy crap. I was going to give him 1 defense, but I whiffed on everything else. So that's not helping Wicked Jimmy here. Wicked Jimmy's going to be screwed, but he's moving 2 down there. He's just going to be caught in a corner. He's going to have to try to kind of shoot his way out. Okay, that was all of the round. So now we have a lot of people movement. So first off, 1, 2. Okay. So 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Move those down there. 1, 2, 1, 2. He comes out. He moves in. He moves in. There, he's still stuck, so he'll move there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. You know what? We're going to send him towards her. Okay, Daddy's boy does not have range. So the only one that's going to be getting hit at the moment, until we spawn, is Joanna Justice. So, Ian McFellow spawns Doggy. Joanne Justice spawns Trooper. Okay. Event 1 for Maddie Maxwell. So where we spawn in a Daddy boy. boy on candle. And Wicked Jimmy spawns doggy. Right there. Alright. So no new enemies on anybody. So we are still down to Joanna Justice. She has 3 blue die for defense now. So we will do Stady first. 2 green versus 3 blue. Come on, Joanne, you can do better this time. Wow. You die. Because she gets poisoned again, which drops her strength to 0. So, damn it. That plunks him down on Maddie Maxwell, which is going to take 5 damage, and she blocks none, so she takes 5. Which puts her almost dead. Okay. Well, that's the end of that round. So, Joanne Justice has reshuffled deck, so she can spawn any of the spots that she wants to on that map tile. So the question is, does she want to respawn right where she was? I don't really want to put her on Daddy's board over there. I don't want to put her on back on there. And I really don't want to put her on that. So I'm thinking she is literally just going to stand up where she is, because there is no other good choices to spawn her anywhere else. So she is literally just going to stand right up where she's at. Okay, we're at 4. She has, let's see, brains or the Hellhound follows, which is fine. Or strength of 3, or I lose 1 life. So she is going to slingshot the Stady, which is 3 green versus a blue and brown. Oh, wait. All of the cooldowns tick down. Can't forget that. Okay. So that is 2 defense versus 4 success. He doesn't have any innate block. So we are now good. Taking out the trooper. And let's see, I'm going to reroll this one just to see if I can get some sanity. Yes, I do. So I will gain 2 sanity out of that fight, which will end up maxing her out. Now, I think I will spend that. Nope, not going to spend that way. I'm going to use 2 to move her, which dog is going to move with. And we're going to get to E. So story E will net us. Oh, shh. A loud, animalistic snort alerts you to the 2 hulking, malformed figures asleep on the floor. You hadn't noticed them in the gloom of the hut, so it's a good job that they are noisy sleepers, as a moment or 2 later you have been tripping up over them. You freeze and think about backing off, but notice that next to them is a cabinet, and on the far side of the room you can just make out a faint outline of a door. That door could be a way out of here, although it looks as if it's barricaded with a heavy-looking metal bar. You think that you should be able to open it. Though, can you do it without ruining the freak's much-needed beauty sleep? Place a locker in the space. You can only try to search it once. The sleeping daddy's boys are dead. You have a choice of what to do next. If you want to try to quietly kill both daddy's boys, I can read a story. Or if you want to try opening the door and getting out without waking them, a different story. Or if you just want to back away, a third story. Really don't want to try to kill them, but I think that might be the best because I don't think she's got much strength. Okay, so we're going to try to quietly kill the daddy's boys. So, yep, doing good. I can see your comment. Oh, sorry. Misspelled. Welcome in. You're probably about halfway, maybe a little bit more through this episode. We'll see how this turns out. Last time I did this, didn't turn out the greatest. Okay, so we're going to try to take out the two daddy's boys that are sleeping here. It says, luck favors the brave, question mark. You've never claimed to be some sort of ninja, but as quietly as you can, you approach the two sleepers with murderous intent. If you are lucky, you might be able to dispatch them both before they wake, and then you can ransack the cabinet in peace. Not that you've been very lucky so far. So we have a agility test of 3. If we lose, we read a different story. So she does happen to have 3 agility. So we are going to roll 3 blue dice. And hopefully we can succeed in this. And she completely whiffs. Big shock. That's what usually comes about. But I do gain 2 sanity. Put you back at max sanity. So I have a feeling I'm going to be fighting 2 daddy's boys. Okay, so story E4. As you move in towards the soon-to-be corpses, a floorboard complains loudly about your standing on it. Huh, mutters one of the half-awakened brutes, rolling over, then opening an eye. First lazily, still not quite with it, but then the eye opens wider as your slumbering victim wakes enough to tell something's wrong. Next, you know the eye is open, as wide as the misshapen mouth that is roaring at you, both in rage and in warning to their fellow freak. Before you know it, both are up, seeking to put you down. Remove E and put 2 daddy's boys in a closed door token as showing. Yep, kind of figured. Even better. So now I got 2 daddy's boys, a dog. I jumped in, so I still have my attack left to do. I could put the closed door. Well, since I still had one part of a movement of jumping in, I'll open the door. That's the last of the movement. But now comes the fun part of I have an attack. What am I going to attack? Okay, I am going to, you know what, try to take out the dog. At least limit the possibility of too much on me. So, we'll slingshot the dog. So, I will definitely, yep, got to reroll once. I get one of my sanity, which actually doesn't really do much because she's at max sanity anyway. Okay, so I did take out the dog. I was going to get a sanity for taking out the dog, and I'm still at max sanity. But I don't know if I really want to use my max sanity or if I want to hold on to it. I'm going to hold on to it because I'm going to use her ability Blood of Acid when I get attacked. So we'll hold on to her sanity at the moment. We now have Maddie Maxwell, who is going to end up using her pole arm because she is just kind of trapped in a corner on top of the Huntmaster, and a daddy boy standing there staring at her. So she gets 4 green for the pole arm. And she is just going to swing for Daddy's Boy, who are 2 brown. Daddy's Boys have 4 life. No innate block, but we'll see what comes of this. Wow. So they blocked 5, and I was only doing 2. So that really didn't come to much. So then, second action, actually I'm going to use her bionic arm. So it doesn't cost me any actions for this. I can reroll any number of dice. And I'm still using the pole arm against Daddy's Boy. And again, comes up with 4 block, but I actually do have some success against it this time. So I got 6 success against 4 block. So he takes 2 damage. So my second actual full attempt is now going to be swinging the pole arm again, but I don't get any equals. I gotta really stop rolling them for that. Okay, blocked 4 of them again, and only 2, so nothing's gonna happen. Last action. Trying to take out Daddy's Boy. And got 4 success, and I only have, 4 block. I got 3 success, and a sanity. So man, that did not help me out whatsoever. So Maddie's gonna probably die next round anyway. So we're at Wicked Jimmy. And Wicked Jimmy is about stuck in a corner, so he is going to be fighting doggies. Just to try to get out. So first action is shooting against the dog. He's not on my space. So, against said dog, dies. Gain a sanity. Second action, shoot the other dog. I gain 2 sanity. So I am up to 5 sanity. I almost want to move him up, but I think I'm going to spend all of his sanity to use my curving bullets against Daddy's Boy over there. So I have piercing, 3 green, because I change everything from red to green for Daddy's Boys. So I get to remove that for piercing. And he's not on my spot, so I gain an automatic success. So that's 4 against 1 defense. So that will take him out. Put a token on there. Daddy boy goes. I gain a sanity for taking out Daddy boy, and I gain a piece of junk. That was all 3 of Wicked Jimmy's actions. So now we are down to Ian. I don't have any damage, but I don't want to go on that square because I know what's going to happen. Because everybody else is going to die too suddenly and quickly at the moment. I think I'm going to try to cheese it because I know how I can. We'll see. So, good old Ian is going to use his spell scroll against the Stady. So he has +3 for intelligence, so he gets 6. 2, 4, 6. Against a blue and a brown for the Stady with his spell scroll. So, Stady blocks 2. And I got 4, 6. So that's going to kill the Stady off. So we gain a sanity. Gained a lightning bolt. So I will teleport through without triggering H. So that was his first action. Let's see, second action, be move here. Third action is open door, move on in, see if I can search that. Okay, so that was the end of that round. He moves 2. Everybody else moves. So we'll start with back here. He moves, he moves. He moves, he moves. He'll be on there, be right there, he'll go there. Daddy's boy moves 2. So that'll come down there. He'll go towards there. I guess that, this down there, because I can still make it to him just down around that way. That should be everybody moving. So Joanne Justice is probably really going to go down hard again. That's the only one in combat range at the moment. So, Joanne Justice spawns. Event 4. Even better, Joanne. Even better. You spawn, Daddy's boy, right back here. And these, that's already under, come about. Even better. You're just turning it really on there, Joanne Justice. Maddie Maxwell spawns a doggy. And that doggy is all the way over there. That's fine. Wicked Jimmy. Wicked Jimmy's got a cop. Stady is all the way over there. And Ian McFellow gets a cop. Right over there. That's fine. That's a nice spot for him. So, before we move all that down, we are going to do our attacks. So, Daddy Boy is elite. so guessing we're gonna do them first. So I gotta roll a d6. See what kind of attack they're gonna be doing. So I'll use the one off of Maddie Maxwell, and it's 6. So it's 3 automatic success and a red die. First one does 4 damage against Joanne Justice, who has 3 blue. You know what? I think I'm going to trigger that for Joanne Justice. Blood of Acid. She's going to use 1 sanity for that. It's a 4-turn cooldown. 0 action points, can only be used on defense. Before a monster's attack, until the end of the round, every time you lose health, all monsters on your space lose the same amount of health, reduced by 1, without a defensive roll, and spend 1 sanity, and the damage is actually in range 1 as opposed to just on my range. So we're triggering that. And she blocks 3. Let's put her up to 8. So we'll wind it down from 2. She needs 2 more. So she blocks 3 out of the 4 that was coming. So she takes 1 damage. So no damage to anything because it's damage reduced by 1 without a defensive roll. So second Daddy's Boy attacks. 5. So same thing. Automatic 3 plus 1, 2 extra because that was second attack to her. So that puts it at 5. Just going to try to defend. She blocks 4. Okay, she got 3 there. 1 and 8 blocks 4. So once I get enough sanity, she'll be able to pop. So she took 1 more damage. She's only down 2 damage. Unfortunately, this acid blood's not really helping me too much, but we'll try. With the doggy. Doggy is 2 green against 3 blue, but it has 2 automatic success. So we'll see what happens with the dog. So she blocked all of it. So she didn't take any more damage. She did good blocking, which means my Blood of Acid really didn't trigger how I was hoping it to. Okay. So that was all the attacks. Now we move on to our turn. So Maddie Maxwell is kind of behind the 8 ball now and trapped in a not so good situation. Because I really don't want to stomp on the Huntmaster, but I got people coming after her like crazy. So I kind of want to move out the way, but we'll see. Everything, all the cooldowns tick down. Okay. So I'm thinking for her first, she's got +1 to strength. She's at 4 strength. So I'm going to go after that Stady. I'm just going to do a straight attack. Stady with the pole arm. Range 1. So he's got 3 block. I only have 2 success with a sanity. So she gains another sanity. Second action is going to be same thing, but I'm using her bionic arm, so I can re-roll my rolls for this. So, gonna keep that, but I can re-roll any of my dice. She's got 3 block. Come on. Ah, there we go. So I got 4. Made it through. Plus 2 sanity. It's gonna max out my sanity anyway. I took him out. I'm gonna use 1 sanity to do my Fast and Furious, just to move over here. And then my second action is going to be going against the dog with my pole arm. Okay, definitely took the dog out. So that was the second. Gonna spend all of my sanity to actually go to my insane side. So a little bit more life. No more strength. Fast and Furious can now be used multiple times. So my third action is going to be thinking pole arming against Daddy's boy. So that's going to be, we are up to 5 strength, so that is 5 green die against 2 brown. And it's got 4 life. So he blocks 3 of my attack. And I just had 3 for hits, but I gained 2 sanity. Okay, well, that's about all I can do with her. Now comes Wicked Jimmy. Cop's too far away for me to sling him. Oh, he's going to have Big Boy on him too. So 1 space up there. First movement. Second action is going to be slinging his sling. So that'll be 4 because he has +1 agility. To the Stady, brown and blue. And he has 2 block, but he has more than enough success. I'll take the Stady out. Didn't roll any other sanity, so I only gained 1 sanity. So that was second action. Third action. I just want to see what path. Oh, yeah. That's what I was afraid of. third action, I'm just going to search for junk. Got a piece of wood. I might as well just spend both of those for an improved sling. So, bumped up his sling. So now if I get any lightning bolts, he will have one, or he'll gain more successes with the lightning bolts. And maybe I'll use that for the next round. Let's see, Ian McFellow. His first action is going to be using Spell Scroll, which nets 6 die against the Stady, brown and blue. And oh, he definitely killed him. He got some sanity. So rolled 2, killed him. So that's going to net him max sanity. Now I don't know what else I want to do with my sanity. You know what? That's what I'll do with my sanity. I'll give him one imagination because he killed off that. I did have lightning bolt, so I'm going to move him, blink him there. And then second action is going to be search. So he gets automatically 2 junk. So I will have paper and rope. And I get 4 blue die, thanks to me improving his imagination. But I need 4 success for either a weapon or equipment, or 2 for a drug. I still do have 1 blue drug I could take to help improve. Oh, I got 4 success, so I'm not going to use the drug. But do I want weapon or do I want equipment? I think I'm going to go with weapon. Ah, man, how come it's all strength weapons right now? So I got a strength weapon, which ain't going to do me much good. Which, it's not a bad strength weapon, but not the greatest. And done with that search. In that case, since I'm not really going to be using that weapon, I'm going to spend all 3 of my junk to improve his straight jacket while he's down here. So that way, he at least has a little bit better defense. Let's see, that was... the second action was search there. I mean, third action I could just search for junk, but I don't want him just hanging out down there. He's got to try to take some of these guys out. So, that's his third action. Moving out there. Now comes Joanne Justice. That's 5. So I'm thinking her first action is just try to take out the dog. Dog's 1 blue. She's got a sling. She's at 3. So 3 green versus 1 blue. Let's see if we can make something happen. Oh, we definitely did. Blocks 1, but got 4 success. So we took out the dog. We would gain 1 sanity, but that would put her at max sanity, which I am now spending all of her sanity to go to her insane side. Which nets me a little bit more life. Nets me more agility. Then she has a leap, which still only costs 2 sanity, but you can move 3, then gain an attack. Smite of Zeus still there. Then passive, I gain an automatic defense. After defense roll, I may spend 1 sanity to add an additional block. So she can possibly block 2 innate blocks if you want to spend the 1 sanity for it. So that was her first action. Second action is I'm going to have to take out these daddy boys because there's 2 of them on there, and I can't move off of that space. So, unfortunately, it's now going to be attack against daddy's boy. So 3 green, 2 brown. She's still using her sling. So, it's only 3 block. I can reroll only 1 die, one of these blank ones. It just gives me 2 sanity back. I don't punch through their defense. And third action is going to be the same thing. So I got 4 success and it's got 4 block. I'll try to reroll one of the 1 successes and see. I got 2 success. So I punch through with 1 damage out of 4 for one of the daddy's boys. Okay, that was the end of Joanne Justice. So, this move 1 space, that would be his second movement. Breaks down all the wall. Now everybody else moves. Okay, let's start with back here. 1, 1. Yeah, he's only going to move 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now that's open. He's going to move towards there. 1, 2. He's right up there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. He's just going to move back here. And they're going to move in there. Okay. So we got all the daddy boys out on the floor. All of them are attacking somebody. This ain't going to turn out so good. But oh well. Maddie Maxwell spawns a Stady. Right with the other Stady. Look at Jimmy. Got a Stady. Right in the bathroom. In McFellow, he's got an orderly right next to him, so he's going to be taking a swing at him. Ooh, good thing I upgraded his armor. And the last one is Joanne Justice, Stady. See, Joanne Justice puts the Stady all the way back there. Okay, so we'll do the orderly against Ian first, because that's just going to be a quick one-off. So that is a Leave red and green for an orderly attack. Yep. Against 2 blue. You know what? I'm going to trigger Ian's ability, Violent Impulses. No action points, defense, 3 cooldown. Add a blue defense die. And if I get a lightning bolt, I can counterattack. So, still going to take some damage, but I did get a lightning bolt. So he did 5 damage to me. I block 3. So Ian's going to take 2 damage. But I get to retaliate. So, retaliation. 2, 4, 6. Because of his intelligence. One spell scroll. So, orderly dies. That's what you get for attacking me. So, gains a sanity. Actually, no, he doesn't. Because he is maxed out his sanity. But I do gain a junk. Because I took out an elite. Got a piece of rope. Okay. That actually turned out pretty decent for him. Then I guess we'll do Daddy's Boy against Wicked Jimmy. Hopefully he can survive this one. So, Daddy's Boy is going to do 3 green against Jimmy's 1 blue. And I could possibly get poisoned. I did not get poisoned, but I blocked 1, so Wicked Jimmy takes 2 damage. Sweet, okay, 2 damage, so we did that way. Now, I guess we'll be doing first Daddy's Boy against Joanne Justice. Doing a 1 red, 3 automatic success. So that's 4 automatic success. Oh, that's 4 success against Joanne Justice. Okay, so she has 1 automatic defense. She's got 3 blue die. And I can spend a sanity to add. So it's going to be 4 coming through. I blocked 3. Spend a sanity to block the 4th. So she takes no damage from the first Daddy's Boy. Second Daddy's Boy. Attack is 3 green. And 1 automatic success because this is the second attack against her. So she still has 3 blue. Wait, no. Yeah, she's got 3 blue against 3 green, 1 automatic success against her. So 5 coming in, block none, spend the sanity to block 1 to get it down to 4, and she's poisoned with something, so her imagination will be poisoned. But she's taken 4 damage. She's halfway dead now. Let's see, where's my poison counters at? There they are. Yeah, don't want to. I'll do imagination. Don't want to do brain yet with her. Okay. Now Stadie's going after her. Stadie is 2 green versus 3 blue, but 2 automatic success. I don't have any more sanity to spend, unfortunately. So he has 3 success, and I got 3 block. So, nice. Blocked all the last damage coming through. Alrighty. So we are now moving on to the next round. We're running out of time here. All cooldowns tick down. As once the warden gets into there, we're kind of screwed. So I know Ian can kind of trigger it, but he triggered it the last time and then went down and we lost bad. So I was trying to hold off on trying to get some more people in there. Does not look like it's going to happen. So Wicked Jimmy is going first. I'm thinking maybe I want to do my Exploding Palm. It's not going to help me through too much other, but it'll at least put a fire on the enemy, and that would give me a +1 success, because I'm stuck. I can't get off of this one with him. So I will trigger Exploding Palm. That's only a 2 cooldown. I thought it was 3. That's fine. So he is on fire. So I got 4 green versus 2 brown for Daddy's boy. First action. Slinging that Daddy's boy. So that is 2 block. I got 5 success plus burn. So that'll put me up to 6. So that'll actually take out the Daddy's boy. Which, wow, finally. A little bit of a luck. So I gained 2 sanity. 1 for the attack and 1 for my roll. I gain 1 piece of junk. Kinda grateful I actually upgraded my sling. So I got a rock. Now, let's see. Stadia strength. I do not have enough strength. But I think I might just take the damage. As long as... try to make sure Maddie Maxwell wouldn't die. Because if I could at least get 2, like if I can get Wicked Jimmy in there too, that'll give me a better fighting chance. Because I don't think I'm going to get either of them in there. So Wicked Jimmy is going to go 1, 2, then 1, 2. I'm going to take 1 point of damage from the Stady for leaving his space, because I don't have the strength. But I wanted to get him all the way there. So that's Wicked Jimmy's approach. Now we have Ian. Ian is going to cast his big mumbo jumbo. 6 die. I mean, I could go down and investigate some of that, but I want to trigger and see if we can finally end this successfully. So we're going to risk it first. 6 green versus 1 blue for the dog. Dog blocks 1. He hits for more than enough. Doggy goes out. I only gain once, so I don't gain any sanity. I'm going to use my blink to move up there. I'm going to spend my sanity. There's no use of holding on to the sanity. I'm not going to upgrade that. I already upgraded that. Actually, I think I used all my sanity, didn't I? To get that up. So actually, I should get 1. Okay. Yeah. I think I forgot to take the sanity off, which is fine. So that was the first. Second, I'm going to take out the other doggy. So 6 and 1 again. Blocks, but also hits them for more than enough. Gain 1 more sanity. And I'm just going to move him over there. Okay, that was all of Ian's turn. Joanne Justice is in a big pickle. Actually, more like in a corner, but big pickle. I'm going to use both of her junk just to upgrade her sling. That way at least the lightning bolts will offer something for me. Okay. So she is halfway dead, kind of hurting a little bad. And I could do fatality, but I don't want to do that against the Stady, even though it would help. Right now, because that is 4, that would put it at 6. You know what? We're gonna try it. What the heck? Nope, not gonna do that yet. So 4 against the Stady, because I don't have any sanity to spend. Stady, blue and brown against 4 green. So I got 3 success, and I can reroll 1 with the sling, which nets me even more success. Which all fine and good. Takes the Stady out. I gain 1 sanity. Okay, so that was the first action. Second action, I'm going to throw cooldown on her fatality. Spend the 1 sanity that I just got to do 1 weapon attack, but I also add 2 more die, so that would be 6 die in total against 2 brown. And I can reroll 1 die with my sling. Plus this is a crit and a piercing. So that would mean that goes away. And this is what I rolled. So 2, 4, 6, 7 success against 1 block. And a sanity. I'm going to hold on to the sanity. And that one killed off a daddy's boy. Ain't gonna turn out so well for us here at the end, but okay, took out a daddy's boy. So using that, gained 2 junk, plus an additional junk for killing him. 2 junk thanks to the fatality. And all I'm getting is wood off of daddy's boys here. And rope. Okay. So I gained 2 sanity. 1 for the kill, and other for the roll. Okay, so that was her second action. I did gain that up. Then third action, unfortunately, is probably just going to be 4 against 2 brown. Try to go after the other daddy's boy. Oh, almost forgot. The fatality also healed me too. So I'm only down to 8 life, not 6. So boost me up a little bit that way. And yep, there we go again. So I got 3 block. I got 5 success. So that would be doing 2 damage to him if I leave it as is. If I try to reroll 1, I can up it by maybe 1 more point of damage, but I'm not going to be taking him out. Ooh, he's already damaged. I will try to reroll 1. Haha! So that's 4, 5, 6 against 3 block, and he already had 1 damage to him. So that will kill off that daddy's boy. So that will net me another sanity. That will net me another piece of junk. She is like so full up on junk. I don't have anything really to upgrade with her. And now we have Maddie Maxwell, which has the other daddy's boy on her, which she is going to end up having to use the pole arm against. So I'm thinking assault would be nice, but that's fine. I'm going to use her bionic arm. So that's 5 strength. She gets 5. Before I trigger that, though, I know I got one of the 2. I can meet up with her, but I am going to spend my 2 junk, upgrade my pole arm to add, technically be 1 red die, versus anybody but the daddy's boys it will be, but I ignore lightning bolts and Sanctity on monsters' defense. So they only get what's rolled on there. So I gain 1 more die. I'm going after Daddy's boy. Bionic arm first, so I'm not using any action points. So I'm going to reroll these. Even though I like the sanity and everything, I kind of want the damage. So, nice. We took away his lightning bolts. So that literally only leaves him 3 defense. Lightning bolts are successes for me, so that is 10 success. We completely obliterated Daddy's boy. Which, unfortunately, I'd say all fine and good, but I know what happens at the end. So, I gain 1 piece of junk. I got my rock back. One thing I didn't really want, but that's fine. Okay. So, now since I defeated the monster, I can use that to move 1. So I can move on to there. And stadies are strength. So I can move onto there with stealth. And that'd be 1, 2, 3, 4. Trying to get down there before that. So I'm going to use my stealth there. So that does not trigger that because I moved on with stealth. There's only 1 there, and I can leave because of strength. The check strength. So I'm good with strength, so I can leave that one. So that would be 1. I can leave that because there's only 1 on there. 2. So that was my first action. Second action, I can move all the way down into here. Now there's 2 of them there, so I can't leave that. But I can fight them. So I will fight the 1. Let's see, she is at 5, 6. Since it's not a daddy's boy, I get a red die. So, going up against one of the stadies. Can almost guarantee he's going to be gone. So that is 3 block, but a heck of a lot of offense that takes him out. So I gain 1 sanity. But I can use that sanity again to move on with stealth onto there. Nice. Okay. So that was 3. That was all of her movement, which actually turned out a lot better than I was thinking. So we were doing good that way. So unfortunately now we are at the 1, 2. As long as nobody dies, which we should be better off now because we took out all the daddy's boys. That's there. That's going to come down there. That's going to come over there. I just got to hope Wicked Jimmy's okay. 1, 1. And he's just going to, move over there to come on down that way. Okay, so Wicked Jimmy's in a little bit of a pickle. He's the only one I really have to hope fully survives. So everybody else shouldn't be too bad off. So Wicked Jimmy, drawing first. Doggy. Right outside. Ian. Doggy. All the way over there. Fine with that. Ah, dang it, Joanne. At least he's back there. And then